Now after that attack, they move out to go for a counterattack, which is just, I mean, let's think about this. You're in your perimeter, you get attacked. They had a person that infiltrated and almost made it into the main ammo bunker that you have. They almost blew that up. And then their second thing was to have these sappers, these soldiers crawling through the wire with 40 something grenades with them to go and jack stuff up. You push back, you repel this attack, and then guess what? Time for a counterattack. Mm-hmm. So here he is, back to the book, as the squad lined up for the exit through the wire, I looked at their young faces, tightened to stifle the fear building up inside their bodies. They were barely men, yet called upon by their country and abandoned by their more well-to-do peers, about to face a ruthless enemy who meant to put them in their early grave. No words of complaint from any of them. They were American infantrymen and would do the job they were asked to do, no matter what. No matter that it would not be appreciated. No matter that they would be condemned by their countrymen, or at least the countrymen with the ability to wherewithal to mold public opinion. Tonight they would do their duty. Though they were little more than boys, though they were frightened, though they were most not ready to die, they would do their duty. Most of them were labeled as coming from the lower social strata of American society, as if that were something ignoble. I felt proud to be with them and glad to share their company. Their qualities of moral and physical courage, of unselfish dedication to each other amid the difficult jobs they were called upon to do, mark them in my mind as among the noblest of human beings. So they're out on this counterattack. I mean, what a great tribute to the American soldier. Unbelievable dedication and pride. Unbelievable men. Now they're patrolling out in front of them. They hear some whispers out in front of them where they're patrolling towards, and they're trying to figure out what to do. And it sounds like McDonough's sort of saying, hey, let's just kill these guys. There's bad guys up ahead. We're out there whispering. And Killigan tugs at his arm and says, stay here. Like, I'm going to go check this out. He basically says, we shouldn't kill these people. And McDonough gets kind of pissed because he's thinking, look, this isn't the time for us to debate right now. I want to make a decision. And he says, Killigan, in one of his rare moments of speech, he hissed at me, let me check it out first. So Killigan just doesn't talk much. He just gets it done. So he creeps forward, and he was basically saying, look, I'm going alone. Like, you just let me take my chances. I'm not putting anybody else at risk, just me. And so he decides, okay, go ahead. You want to risk your life? And so Killigan disappears into the darkness, and then a little while later he comes back. And we'll go to the book here. Then, as quietly as he had crept away, Killigan reappeared from the darkness. He crawled up to my face and said, it's okay, let's move on. What were the voices? I asked. Family, was his one-word response. I passed the word to hold fire, and the file began moving. We moved out of position and through the brush to our front. There, huddled in a hole that must have been used as a household garbage dump, were 2 aged women, an old man, 1 young woman, and 4 tiny children. The elderly people had shy, embarrassed smiles on their faces. The children stared in sheer terror. Well, they might. I had nearly killed them all. The sight of the family was haunting. I, and others like me, are trained and commissioned to lead men into actions that determine life and death. Our authority, particularly on the field of battle, is virtually unquestioned. We were tasked to lead men like Killigan, to tell them what should be done and what they must do. We have no obligation to listen to their point of view. Indeed, to do so might be in itself or cause to occur a failure of leadership. And yet, the American soldier is often much more prepared than his leader to make a sound determination of what should be done. Killigan's approach had been wiser than mine. I was too preoccupied with my own safety and the safety of my men to consider that there might have been a non-combatants in the area. I had succumbed to the most basic of battlefield strategies: shoot now and ask questions later. 1,000 times I might have been able to rationalize that course of action after the fact. But had I gone ahead this time, the people huddled in that hole would have been dead, nothing but rotting corpses by the heat of the next day. That they were alive was no thanks to me. It was to Killigan's credit. And he was just a, quote, lowly American infantryman. So once again, just credit to the trooper, to the soldier. And you can see this is some of the things that he talked about, that we have no obligation to listen to their point of view. That's something that you can see he's maturing out of, right? And this paragraph is a visible evidence of him transitioning from, hey, look, I'm the boss, I'm in charge, do what I say, to, you know what, these guys know better than I do in many cases. And that's from a leadership perspective, that's a very important lesson to learn. And the sooner you learn it, the better off you're going to be. The people that you're leading oftentimes know the situation, the job, the technicalities better than you do. Mm-hmm. So rely on them, count on them, ask their opinion. And the fact of the matter is, when you don't ask their opinion, it's only because you're insecure about your leadership ability and your position. And by not asking, you actually develop less respect than if you say, hey, you know what, Killigan? You've been here. This is your third tour in Vietnam. What do you think we should do here? You will not lose respect, leaders. You will not lose respect if you ask that question. In fact, you lose respect when you don't respect your frontline trooper, when you don't use their talent, when you don't take advantage of their expertise. That's when you go backwards. Listen to your troopers.